To all those chanting Free Palestine and calling for Palestinian self-determination, which they think the Jews somehow robbed the Palestinians of, I'm afraid the truth is very different to the worldview you may have. In fact, the Arabs themselves have said time and again that there is no such country as Palestine. That may seem shocking to you, but the truth is that the Palestinian cause always was about a cynical ploy to get rid of a Jewish return to their national historic homeland. They don't really care about a Palestinian state. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to quote you the words of Melanie Phillips in her book, The World Turned Upside Down, in which she says, even under the Palestine Mandate, the Arabs who lived there, that, by the way, the Palestine Mandate was what existed when Britain controlled the land prior to the Jewish state. The Arabs who lived there did not regard themselves as a people seeking nationhood at all. Very few had been in Palestine before the Jews arrived. Many Arabs moved into the area on the back of the prosperity brought by the returning Jews during the first half of the 20th century, which, by the way, happened legally where they purchased land. Between 1922 and 1946, the Arab population of Palestine increased by 118%. Franklin D. Roosevelt concluded in 1939 that Arab immigration into Palestine since 1921 has vastly exceeded the total Jewish immigration during the whole period. And these Arabs who came to live in Palestine regarded themselves mainly as Syrian. In 1937, the British Peel Commission found that the Palestinian Arabs and their kinsmen in Syria clung to the principle that Palestine was part of Syria and should never have been cut off from it. Arabs themselves have said over and over again that Palestinian identity is a complete fiction. The Syrian leader, Abdul Hadi, told the Peel Commission, there is no such country as Palestine. Palestine is a term the Zionists invented. There is no Palestine in the Bible. Our country was for centuries part of Syria. Palestine is alien to us. It is the Zionists who introduced it. In 1956, Ahmad Shukeri, who 8 years later would found the Palestine Liberation Organization, told the UN Security Council, quote, it is common knowledge that Palestine is nothing but southern Syria. Later, the Syrian dictator Hafez Assad told the terrorist PLO leader Yasser Arafat, quote, you do not represent Palestine as much as we do. Never forget this one point. There is no such thing as a Palestinian people. There is no Palestinian entity. There is only Syria. You are an integral part of the Syrian people. Palestine is an integral part of Syria. Therefore, it is we, the Syrian authorities, who are the true representatives of the Palestinian people. Thus, Palestinians were a fictive entity. According to Zuhair Musan, who was the military commander of the PLO and a member of its executive council, this fiction was a tool to be used against Israel. Quote, there are no differences between Jordanians, Palestinians, Syrians, and Lebanese. We are all part of one nation. It is only for political reasons that we carefully underline our Palestinian identity. Yes, the existence of a separate Palestinian identity serves only tactical purposes. The founding of a Palestinian state is a new tool in the continuing battle against Israel. And the worst part is that many people have fallen for it. They've fallen for this tool, this cynical ploy used to try and destroy the one and only Jewish state, which is in some ways maybe new in terms of being revitalized, but actually the oldest state in the world, given that Jewish sovereignty exists in the land over 2,000 years ago, and the Jews were forcefully kicked out. Arabs are not indigenous to the land. The Jewish people are. The Jewish people have always been happy to live among Arabs in the land, but only if they're going to be peaceful and cooperative. And for those who aren't, I don't see why Israel should have to tolerate that. And they've tried indulging in this Palestinian identity and nationhood at their peril, this two-state solution thing. And what has been proven over time and time again is that they don't really want a state. Their issue is with Israel existing. We've seen that with the Oslo Accords when they broke down, led to, and they, Arafat was offered a deal, but what happened just led to their response was terrorism, was intifada. What happened when we gave away Gaza? What did we get? We got October 7th. If we don't learn the lessons, then we are simply being willfully blind. And it costs lives. That's the point. It costs lives. From the river to the sea, the land belongs to the Jewish people. It always has done. and it always will do.
Thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.